Hey everyone, Mystical Mark here. So this will be your intuitive astrology forecast for August 10th to 16th of 2025. Of course, in this video, I'm going to intuitively tune in to get guidance on each major and minor astrology aspect that will be happening this week. Of course, before we get into this video, if you are looking for any kind of a reading at all with me, all those links are in the description or in the comments below. I offer live readings as well as recorded readings where you can just, input what you would like to know, and then I can just send you the recording, much like I do these videos here on YouTube. All right. And of course, with all that being said, before we get into the charts, as I say at the beginning of all of my videos, my guidance has been and likely always will be, astrology is an energetic template conducive to certain things. Okay, the guidance that they have given me surrounding that is that the astrology, like you consider the chart or that energetic template, is like a math formula. And there's variables that exist within that math formula, and we get to control those variables, all right, because we have free will. So anything that I get through intuitively, if I talk about a specific situation that could happen or specific things or anything like that, is always 100% subject to change. It is never permanent because of that aspect of free will. That energetic template is there. Things will still happen within that formula, but we're able to change those variables within that, of course. All right, it's much like how your higher self, in order to come in as the character that it wanted to play, so you, the version of you that is here now, it had to come in at a certain time where the energy or the energetic template was conducive to creating that. Of course, there's different variables to that as you have the houses in astrology, so you can fine tune certain things and all of that, but that's an example of that. All right, so with all that being said here, let me just pull up the chart on my end. I know you can see it, but I can't yet. Here we go. Pull up the chart here, and we'll start this week on Sunday, August 10th. And we kind of have several things, looks like, going on today. I have my little list here on my phone. So we're going to start off with... we got this Mars here now in Libra that will be in trine to Pluto retrograde here in Aquarius. Now, let me just intuitively tune in here to this Mars energy in Libra in trine to Pluto in Aquarius. It feels initially rebellious, but subtle. It's like there's a rebellion energy, but with that Libran energy, that Mars in Libra, it's an aspect of seeking justice. So it's more peaceful than, let's say, like rioting. There's this aspect of this. It's a very strong, it feels like a strong feminine energy, to be honest, with that Mars in Libra. I know Mars is technically associated with masculine, but this feels like this, almost like this masculine-esque energy that is coming through very strongly through a divine feminine energy with this Mars in Libra in seeking of that balance of that, whatever. But it's through this, like, something's got to fucking change here, that revolutionary type of vibe with that Pluto in Aquarius. But it's not so like, let's knock the walls down and like whatever. It's this, like, this strong feminine that's like setting a boundary. It's like, no, we can't do that anymore. And we need to seek peace. We need to seek like this kind of a vibe. All right, let me tune in and see if there's anything more to that. Not getting anything else, so that would be the general vibe of that transit. Again, it's a trine, so it's positive. It doesn't feel negative, it feels positive, but it feels very like stern, like, now this has got to happen. We've got to, things have to come into a balance or become just or justified in some way. Also on this day, we're going to have Juno here in Scorpio making aspects to the nodes here. So we've got, Juno in trine to the north node and Juno in sextile to the south node here in Virgo. Okay. Now with Juno, for those that don't know, Juno is like a minor body, or I believe it's an asteroid. And it represents partnerships. It can be romantic partnerships, but it represents partnerships that are committed partnerships. So this can be contractual partnerships as well, in terms of like business contracts and those kinds of things, marriages, that kind of stuff, where there's some type of commitment in terms of that partnership that has been made. Okay, so Now with this aspect, I just want to tune into this sextile to the South Node first. That Juno in Scorpio in sextile to the South Node in Virgo. This feels like very much like a letting go of what once was in terms of what these contracts and partnerships were. It honestly kind of feels like that sense of like you wish it didn't have to be that way, or you wish it didn't happen. It's like something has happened in the past that like almost like shouldn't have happened, or it's almost like that sense of, I almost want to say regret for what could have been, but there's something that has to be let go of here. It doesn't necessarily mean that the partnership is ending, but there's a transformation or a depth or something that you were really seeing deeply with this Juno and Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio can see to the bottom of things. It dives deep into stuff. It can be like that psychic energy. So it's seeing to the depths of that, of maybe what once was or what had to be let go of, that's not going to be practical anymore going forward because of whatever has happened, whatever had to be transformed, or whatever depth that we're now seeing this stuff occur here with this. All right, now with this, with this trine to the North Node here, this Juno and Scorpio in trine to the North Node. It's like this path forward. It's like leaving this past behind and moving forward. It's like, all right. It's almost like in a movie where something has happened and it's like you just got to let go, and you know that you have to move forward in some kind of a new direction. It's like you're standing at kind of the edge of the cliff or whatever, and you're just trying to be like, okay, this is the path forward. We got to go, right? This is what we got to do now. This is what we're doing. We got to go. This is what's happening, right? It's like that aspect of like almost surrender, but it's not. It's like you've had to surrender to what has already happened. Like it's happened, it's done, we have to move on now in a new direction. That's kind of what that really feels like in terms of that vibe there. Also on this day, we're going to have the sun making minor aspects to the nodes. So we're going to have this semi-sextile here to the South Node, and this quincunx to the North Node. All right, so let's tune into the South Node aspect of this again. First, the Sun in Leo, semi-sextile, the South Node here in Virgo. I feel an odd combination of like Leo-Virgo energy together. It feels weird. It's almost like fixing what's been broken. Okay, this Sun semi-sextile, the South Node in Virgo. Yeah, it's this oddness of almost like, okay, seeing what is broken. It's not necessarily fixed, but it's seeing that, do we fix this? Kind of, it's like maybe you fix it, but it's like that Virgo energy of like the details. It's like, oh, I gotta fix this, but there's this sun like illuminating this stuff. And it's kind of looking back at this stuff maybe that's happened from the past, that it's like you're looking back at this junky thing that you left in your yard or in some shed or something somewhere. You know how farmers leave like junk everywhere? You're looking at it and you're like, well, shit, that's still broken. You know, it's too bad that happened to that thing, because that was really good at one time, right? Like it's that kind of thing, and there's all this grass and weeds growing around it and stuff like that. And you're like, well, could we, like, can we fix this? Like, it almost feels like, I don't know, maybe for some people it can be, and move forward in like a really bandaged up kind of, like you just slap it together and it's kind of good to go again, not in the best way that it was before. And then for some people, it's kind of like, well, fuck, like maybe we can't use this anymore. It's like there's something there that's like really weird, but like there's like this Leo energy that's like highlighting this. It's like this masculine energy that's looking at it, or it's like, again, that Leo is like bringing the spotlight to this. It's like seeing this for whatever that is. Then let's have a look at this quincunx to the north node here. So that's sun in Leo in quincunx to the north node in Pisces. Sun in Leo, quincunx, north node in Pisces. It almost feels like we got to move forward, but what are we gonna do? It's this Leo. It's I get this masculine energy that's like can see this, like it's aware, it's illuminated, it's aware, it can see it, and it's like, well, we got to move forward on something, but what the fuck are we gonna do? That's what that feels like to me. And of course it's a quincunx, so it's like these energies that are at odds with each other, and it's frustrating, and it's like you got to integrate something or come up with like a creative solution to a problem. So you don't know how to solve it, but there's some kind of, you have to come up with some kind of like creative solution to whatever, that issue is, to kind of fix it in some way. All right, we also have the sun here as well today, peaking in square to Juno. So let me just tune in here to this sun in Leo in square to Juno here. Sun in Leo in square to Juno. It's highlighting this aspect of transformation within whatever these partnerships are. So, in the change that either has occurred that is needing to be pushed forward, this intensity of that Scorpio energy, or it's highlighting what needs to be transformed and pushed forward, like, right fucking now. Okay, like that's kind of what it is. Because remember, that square is pushing for resolution in some way. It's like, hey, are you looking at this? This needs to transform and change, or you need to see whatever aspect of this is that's within this partnership contract or whatever that needs to fucking go now. That's kind of what that energy feels like. All right, and that looks to be all for Sunday there, the 10th. So let's move on here to Monday the 11th. And of course, this is going to be everybody's favorite. Although, okay, hold on. I'll say this. It's Mercury going direct. Okay, this happens like in the middle of the night. But there's a but to this because Mercury is still in post-shadow. Okay, so Mercury is direct, but it's still in post-shadow. So what came up during retrograde and pre-shadow is still likely going to be highlighted in this post-shadow energy. So just be mindful of that, okay? Don't get all like, oh, it's direct, we can do whatever the fuck we want now. It's like, kinda. Not really, but kinda. Okay, it doesn't actually leave shadow, I think, till the end of the month, like August 25th, something like that. So we still got some time left, okay? So let's have a look here. I'm just going to tune in to this energy of Mercury going direct here. So let me just tune in here. So Mercury direct. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it feels like chaos moving forward. I can't, like, I'm sorry, but that's like, it feels like this, just like this shenanigans and like chaos moving forward. Let me just tune into a bit more of maybe Mercury going direct and maybe this post shadow period. What can we expect with this? Yeah, it's like I said, it still feels like what happened during this retrograde and stuff is still it's going to be highlighted again, and it's still going to come up, but it's like the chaotic bullshit surrounding that is kind of moving forward now more. So really, and it's especially going to be highlighted, like the stuff that has happened during the retrograde is going to be highlighted again during this post-shadow period, but it's more of like a direct movement. It's more of like really moving forward with certain things that maybe have come up during this time. Yeah, that's all I can really say. It's like in chaos moving forward. Anyway, so also on this day, we're going to have Saturn retrograde in sextile to Uranus. here's maybe where your chaos is. Although Mercury there was also in sextile to Uranus. So anyway, so let me just tune into this. This Saturn here in sextile to Uranus here. The Saturn in sextile. Okay, so Saturn retrograde in sextile to Uranus energy. It feels like a very strong shake-up to, like, there's a power dynamic here between this Uranus and Saturn stuff. This is a sextile, so it's not like it's a square or anything, but it's almost like I almost kind of want to say this energy, it feels like they're in cahoots. Like, it feels like Saturn and Uranus here are like working together. It's like Saturn's like, okay, you got to learn this. We got to do this. You got to learn the lesson here. And it's using this Uranian energy to, you know, like shake shit, like shake shit up and do whatever unpredictable shit needs to happen in order to get that to occur here. Because Saturn don't fuck around. Capricorn ain't gonna fuck around with this shit, right? It's going to say, like, have you learned this? Have you done this? And remember, Saturn's retrograde. So this is going over old stuff that if you haven't been made aware of something, or if you're not paying attention to shit, like, it's going to maybe even just get thrown in your face out of nowhere with this energy, right? I mean, this is a sextile, but, like, let me just tune into this a bit more, that Saturn in sextile to Uranus. Yeah, it's like crazy chaos. It's like, hey, have you gotten this yet? Are you going to learn to set boundaries? Are you going to learn to do this stuff? Have you learned the lesson? That's literally the same thing. That's what I'm getting with that, guys. Yeah. Anyway, also on this day, we're going to have Venus conjunct Jupiter, the two benefics. Well, I mean, anyway, let's just tune in to see what this energy is first, okay? Let's not stick with just base definitions. Let's actually tune in. So this Venus conjunct Jupiter, I do feel it feels a very strong feminine energy. That's really the intensity that I'm getting with that. Anything else with this? Venus conjunct Jupiter. It feels very underlying and overpowering. So it almost feels like, I'm feeling, because right now on this chart it's at the bottom, but it almost feels like it's at the base, like cradling everything up. Okay, so that's what it feels like to me. Like this energy, it's a very strong, powerful feminine energy, but it's like, it's so big and so expansive that it's literally holding and cradling everything up. So it's what's kind of running things. Right? Behind the scenes, everything. It's just sitting there. There's a strong feminine energy that's just cradling and holding everything up. It's like, and I've talked about in previous astrology videos as well for the past few weeks, that there is like this strong feminine energy that's like helping us right now. That's running behind, that's basically running the show behind the scenes. Where it's like, and now what I feel like is, like I said, it's like this cradling the whole chart, cradling the whole energy, holding the whole thing up. It's like it's the only thing that's like holding everything together now from like completely just falling apart, is this very strong divine feminine energy. All right, so that's Monday the 11th. Let's move on here to Tuesday the 12th. The only thing happening today is we're going to have this Mars in semi-square to Juno. Okay, so now let me just tune into this energy here. Mars in semi-square to Juno. Mars in Libra, semi-square Juno. This feels very much tied into justice between like a relationship aspect, like partnerships and relationships. It's almost like you get the image of like a couple or like two people. It doesn't have to be a couple, like two people in some kind of partnership or commitment or they're very close in some way, whether it's like a business relationship or something like that. And one, it feels like a feminine energy that's going up and being like, hey, it's like holding the other person accountable for something. It's like, this can't continue to happen anymore. Like, what's going on here? Like what the fuck? Like, there's a what the fuck kind of energy to this. And it's like holding that other person accountable in some way, seeking some kind of justice and balance through that kind of a vibe, through that energy. All right. I'm kind of being drawn to still this opposition to this Saturn retrograde here in Aries. So it's like, I feel like Saturn might be helping with this in terms of, hey, like, what the fuck? Okay, so kind of be mindful of that as it's happening on Tuesday here. So that's Tuesday. Let's move on to Wednesday here, the 13th. We're going to have Venus here moving off of Jupiter, now coming into trine to Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Okay, let's tune into this Venus here in trine to Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. It's a very strong energy. Black Moon Lilith energy is a very strong feminine energy. It just feels very, it's like, it's almost like an I'm here kind of an energy. It's like she's unfuckwittable. It's like, you can't fuck with me kind of a vibe, but it's like she's there and she's like, it's like I'm not going anywhere. It's like, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. It's like, that's kind of what that feels. It's like there's a very strong feminine energy here that's like existing through all of this. And it's like, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Right? It's really like there's a, like almost like a resurgence of this, but there's a very strong, like, I almost heard fertile, but like this feminine, maybe fertile feminine energy here that's like, you can't fuck with me. And I think in last week's video, I talked about with this Mars coming to Libra, there was this feminine vibe that's like, you can't fuck with me anymore. Right? So, and I feel like that's almost kind of part of what this is. It's like, there's a strong feminine energy that's like, I'm here. And it's like, I'm not going anywhere. Okay? And that's, it just feels very strong like that to me with that aspect today. I shouldn't have pulled off Venus there, because Venus is also peaking in this semi-square to Uranus today as well, on Wednesday. So let me tune into this. Venus in semi-square to Uranus. It feels like aspects of change, and I got like political stuff. Trump, again. Because, you know, of course. He always likes to throw his weight around and shake things up, and that's kind of what that feels like with this energy, with this Venus energy, as it relates to like other people and things like that, and just through like, it's almost like this energy kind of where he just feels like he can do whatever the hell he wants, of just throwing it around and shaking things up. That's kind of what that feels like with that Venus in semi-square to Uranus. That's kind of the vibe of that for Wednesday. So we'll see what happens if anything comes out of his mouth again for that day. Let's move on to Thursday the 14th here. And nothing major peaking on Thursday, so let's move on to Friday the 15th here. And of course, this is when we're going to have this last quarter moon here, with the moon in Taurus and the sun in Leo. I'm feeling a strong Taurus vibe with this. Let me just tune in here. So the sun in that last quarter square to the moon there in Taurus. Oddly enough, yes, there is a very strong, initially very strong stubborn energy, and then it moved to a feminine. When Venus rules Taurus, it is a feminine sign. So I can just kind of get that again. Again, I feel this feminine energy coming through. So it's like there's this stubbornness of Taurus, and then this, like, just this like flowing feminine kind of an energy here. And what it feels like, as with this square, somehow there's a strong support from this masculine Leo energy towards that feminine energy. right? Remember, these are both, I'm kind of being drawn to the fact these are both fixed signs. So it's almost like there's a strong fixated energy on this that is like there's this strong fixated support from this masculine to this fixated feminine energy. Excuse me. So when I burp like that, it's usually the guides saying pay attention. So there could be like a very strong supportive kind of fixed energy from this masculine to feminine type of a vibe. Now we have to remember that I'm not just talking about physical gender of like male, female. I'm talking about like, I mean, it could be that, but likely not. Like this is, we all have both divine masculine, divine feminine energy within all of us, regardless of our physical gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, any of that. All of that is of course still valid, but we have those energies within all of us, and we use both of those energies within all of us. It is necessary to have those, and it is necessary to have them in balance and properly working together to be at our best, basically. All right, so that's that kind of a vibe there. Also on this day, we're going to have Venus making aspects to the nodes here as well. So we have Venus here in sextile to the south node and Venus in trine to the north node. So let me just tune into here to this Venus in sextile to the south node in Virgo. It kind of feels like a letting go of almost like aspects that were like really stressful, of like shit that we were doing that it's like, okay, you can't do that anymore, or that's not going to work anymore, or that's too stressful. It's like, fuck this, I'm not going to do it kind of a thing. It's like you're always going to do something and then you're like, no, why the fuck am I doing this? It's like, fuck that. It's like dealing with that day-to-day stress kind of a stuff, and it's like this aspect of like, why the hell am I doing this? And it's like, just let it go. But it feels like there's a strong feminine vibe to this Venus in Cancer. And like, let me just kind of tune into this again. It's almost like she's helping us intuitively from that feminine way, that feminine perspective, to realize this and to let it go. Okay, and what I mean by that is the feminine can happen like very intuitively or very subtly or very flowingly. It can be kind of something that just kind of flows to you or happens, or like it's not like an action thing that you're going to take to do. It's something that you become aware of, and you kind of see this out of the corner of your eye, or you see this and then you become aware and you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't really do this anymore, kind of a thing. Like you really get that inkling to kind of let that go. Let's tune into this Venus in trine to the north. Venus in trine to the north node here in Pisces. It's almost like there's a better path for you. That's what that feels like. There's this feminine energy with this north node in Pisces, as well as Venus in Cancer as a very strong feminine. And there's this path going forward. It's almost like she's leading you intuitively, and through that aspect of flow, there's a better path for you. Just, it's like, follow me. Even if you don't know it or don't see it or don't understand it, it's like there's a better path for you. Follow me, let's go. All right, so that's kind of the overall vibe of that here. So that's Friday the 15th. Let's move on to Saturday the 16th here, where we're going to have Venus now in trine to Juno in Scorpio, and Saturn sesqui square Black Moon Lilith. Okay, so let's tune into this Venus in trine to Black Moon Lilith first. Venus in trine to not Black Moon. What the hell am I? Well, I mean, she still is, but I'm like looking here at Lilith instead of, I'm like, I know something's wrong. Venus in trine to Juno in Scorpio. Venus in trine to Juno. I feel like this, like it's a feminine energy, and she's like, regarding another entity, someone or something else, regarding whatever those commitment or contracts is. She's fed up and she's kind of done with it, because she can kind of, with that Scorpio energy, she can see it for what it is. Okay, and there's this aspect of being fed up, done, and it's like wanting to do something to change it, really, right? And that's that aspect, and maybe that relates to those nodal aspects as well as seeing, you know, the path where there's a better path for you instead of that stress that what you're used to, right? And maybe this is related to it, or it could be something completely different as well. It almost feels like it's something different. Maybe actually it's kind of related and it's both. It's kind of what it feels like to me. All right, related and also could be not as well. Also on this day, we're going to have Saturn here in that sesqui-square to Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. Okay. So Saturn retrograde at 0 degrees of Aries is there in sesqui-square to Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. It's almost like that Lilith energy of, I got the power of Saturn behind me now. I'm getting that again, like you can't fuck with me kind of a vibe again with this. It's like I've got the power of Saturn behind me now. And all that old stuff that you thought you've forgotten about, or you thought that you could just sweep under the rug and not have to deal with, well, guess what? Saturn's here bringing it up to make you to face it, and you don't have a choice anymore. And that's what that feels like to me, especially since it's a sesqui-square, which that aspect has that vibe to it. It's something you can't sweep under the rug anymore. And with that Saturn energy, it's like, yeah, you got to deal with this. Like, it's this lesson of Saturn. Saturn's retrograde, which is why I'm bringing that up. It's this old stuff that you think you've moved beyond, but no. Saturn's like, no. And that Lilith energy is like, yeah, I've got the support of Saturn now here. So it's this very strong feminine energy that's looking to transform, looking like it's in that Scorpio energy. There's an intensity to this. And it's like, yeah, you can't, it's almost like you can't fuck with me. You can't fuck with this anymore. It's like you're being forced to almost like deal with something in some way. Okay, so that is the energy of this week. I'll bring it back to myself here. So let me just do a quick tune in here. I want to see what maybe could be on a general level, what we could be feeling like individually for this week on an individual, very general level. Let me just tune in to that energy this week, individual, general level. I get a feminine energy that is like, it's almost like putting in the work to almost like fix things. It's like she's fed up and she wants to fix things, create things, and move forward. It's like, again, it feels like this energy of like, you can't fuck with me anymore. She's going forward now. She's putting in the work. She's got power. And it's kind of like that unfuckwittable kind of a vibe, kind of an energy there. Yeah. And again, that's the divine feminine in all of us, right? So just be mindful of that, okay? It doesn't necessarily specifically mean like biological women, or yeah, it's just the divine feminine within all of us. Okay, now let me tune into a general, maybe global or economic or political kind of a scale here as to what this could be for this week. So like a global kind of socio-political economic vibe for this week. Again, I'm surrounded, it's more like that chaos moving forward. I get Trump again, which doesn't surprise me, but it just feels like, again, it's like a chaos moving forward, like with that Mercury direct, like I've said before. Yeah, chaos moving forward. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to call it there for this video. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave a purple heart in the comments so that I know you're a real one. And of course, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in next week's video. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye.